Okay, welcome to my episode of glutes and quads session. Okay, so we're gonna see how I structure my exercises, and I'm gonna teach you a little bit, about how glutes work, and obviously to go from here to there without making the same mistake as I did. Okay, so I'm gonna try to help you to go faster on that process. Okay, because to decide which exercises to choose, you have to look what are your weakest areas. So I'm gonna help you with that. Shall we go to the gym? Let's go. Vamos. Today I'm training my two lovely clients, Nadia and Lima. First of all, we're gonna do a little bit warm up. This is something that everyone is okay. So we're gonna start first with the ankle mobility. Okay. The point of this is to get all the full range of motion for the ankle. All right, and you're gonna also press a little bit, when you are on the full flexion too. Okay. Next exercise we're gonna do is the 90-90. Okay. Get the position, please. All right, this exercise is mostly for hips, to get those hips the open. All right, so we're gonna do basically a 90-degree with your hip, with your knee and the other knee as well. Okay, so trying to keep always your position straight, and everything what it moves is just the legs. Okay, another exercise for those hips opener, because we basically need a little bit more mobility. All right, is we're gonna open the legs and push those hips backward and forward. Okay, you will feel all the stress not only on your hips, also on the glutes as well. And for the last, we will do the hamstring stretch and squatting. Okay, so get the position for the squat, girls. And then we go for the hamstring stretch. Okay, every time you squat, you try to push a little bit those hips as well outward. Okay, and the most important part here is also keep your back the most you can straight when you are also doing the hamstring stretch. Right, so basically we need to first of all understand a little bit about the glutes. Okay, so the glutes have three muscles. Okay, so with the glute max, which goes the big one. All right, the glute medius goes on the side, and then we have a little one, this glute minimus. Okay, the thing is the glute max, the fibers goes horizontal, no, vertical, sorry, and then the glute medius goes horizontal. So anything that we do hip hinge goes for glute max, and anything that we do abduction goes for the glute medius. Okay, so this is why we're starting with this exercise. All right, what we're gonna do is just to pump a little bit the glute medius today, because the other session that I have is more for glute max. Okay, because I want to really work on that area. As you can see, I have my hip disc. That's not gonna disappear, by the way, but we can work out the area. All right, so what she's doing basically is Ariel combining the hip hits and also a little bit of abduction on her hips, to try to target more those glute medius too. This exercise is not about loaded too much, it's about connection and control the movement. Right, the exercise that we saw before is not for hypertrophy, okay? Not all the exercises are gonna grow your muscles, but they're gonna create a good connection, okay? So the next one, we're gonna do the reverse squat. This exercise is really for hypertrophy, and also we can load it so much more the back squat. The reason is because the weight loaded comes from another way, and then we don't have a little, like so much more core engagement here and the back. So whatever you do on back squat, you can do more here, all right? The base, all right, it will be completely different depending on your body. Fitness is not one size fits to everyone, okay? So some people will need a straight, some people will need a little bit, like inclined like myself, okay? Depending where you're feeling more. This one we're gonna do for glutes. So we start with the warm-up set. You have to treat the warm-up set as a heavy set, okay? These are really the same important as your heaviest, all right? You have to get, you know, your 90 degree, as you can see here, all right? And in this way, we don't actually focus on the quads, all right? We breathe in on the way down, hold it, and breathe out on the way up. Right, so the next second set is already heaviest. We're going to feather here, all right? So the most important part is to just reach the limit. Keep those knees open. There you go. Most important part is to keep those knees open to target more the glutes. Just imagine that you have a chair behind, you trying to sitting down and keep those, like I say, knees open when you're going up. A little bit more lower, okay, to get a little more stress on those glutes. There you go, up, bravo. Nice. Easy. Okay, one of the things I always say is you have to be into the game, okay? So don't be with your phone, don't be on Instagram. This is one of the reasons I use my logbook, okay? Because I don't like it to be using the phone. And we're gonna pass to the step ups. So I will show you, always choose one exercise that is an unilateral to create, you know, like anything the imbalance to, you know, balance it, okay? And I think the step ups are one of the best for the glutes as well. So the next one, like I said before, is the, let's call it kasti, okay, step up. I call it kasti because, you know, it's the kasti lunges because we basically rotate a little bit, you know, the hip. We will see later on the next leg, okay? This is really a challenge exercise, all right? You really require a lot of technique and a little bit advanced, you know, on the training, to be fair, okay? The most important part, we do also the kasti, taking a little bit of feet on the floor to get the full range of motion, okay? Because we still need to get a 90 degree on the leg, all right? Because if we stop before, we won't have all the full stretch on the glutes, okay? Like I say, we have a little bit, you know, hip, you know, rotate to try to target those glute medius. This is not gonna grow your glute medius. Like I say, glute medius needs an abduction, okay? But we're gonna have a lot of good connection for the next exercises. This exercise is a hip hinge, which basically will target so much more the glute max. So the next one is the abduction. We're gonna do it in two different ways. The reason we are doing this kind of abduction, as I said before, to target the glute medius, is all about the abductor. We could do it on the cable, yes, but every time you choose an exercise, it's about the stability as well. So when we do the cable kickback, also the cable abduction, we can't really load it, and we don't have much stability like we can get it here. So this is the reason we are doing it in this way. To get the glute medius is more about how much we stray, okay? And then to obviously, you know, have a little bit more burn in the area, doesn't mean it's hypertrophy. We're gonna do the pulses. So we're doing 10 reps full, 10 pulses, and 10 reps full again, okay? On the 10 reps that we're doing full, that's how we're gonna basically hypertrophy. On the pulses, is gonna just pump it a little bit more. Okay. The position of your hips also, you know, make a difference when we are working the glutes medius or minimum. So this is why we do one leaning backward and one leaning forward. The leaning forward, what it is gonna do is, as I said at the beginning of the video, it will target more the little one, the minimums that we have on the glutes, okay? Same as the other set, we do 10 full, 10 pulses, and 10 full. We have started with glutes the session because my glutes are the weaker, all right? So in this way, when I'm gonna pass to do the next exercises for quads, my glutes are gonna still working on those exercises. Okay, the reason I choose this exercise and we're using, you know, those dumbbells is because in this way we're gonna target more the quads, okay? So we have worked out more the glutes at the beginning. We still have working there on this exercise. Even trying to target quads, the fact that we have worked the glutes before, we will still target those glutes as well, okay? Breathing in when you're on the top, hold it, and breathe out when you're going up. Okay, the next exercise, obviously after back squat, is gonna be something isolated. always leave the isolate exercises like leg extension, leg curl, cable kickback, things like that for the last, okay? My quads are quite good, I'm not gonna lie. So this is why I don't try to focus too much. I'm gonna do just one set working, one warm up, and then we're gonna do the drop set later on, okay? Always try to find those areas that are the weaker, all right? So this is why, like I said before, we start with glutes, and then I'm passing later on for the quads. One we're gonna have the abductor. The choice for the abductor is because I need them a little bit bigger, and like I say, I left it for the last one. I'm gonna do just 2 sets, and all I'm gonna do is just to go to failure, but more reps. Right, so that was all the session. The key points is, like I say, first of all, choose your weak areas, all right? If you don't feel your glutes when you are doing some exercises, obviously try to, for biomechanics, not for feelings, okay? Because sometimes you don't have enough muscle to feel anything, okay? So just choose for biomechanics what are the best, okay? And then later on, obviously, compound exercises, one unilateral, and isolate exercises too, okay? So tell me, Lima, how was the workout?
Exceptionally fun. It was hard, of course, and it felt like well chosen exercises. I felt them right where they have to be felt, felt, sorry.
I'm the best or no?
Of course,
Of
no doubt at all,
course.
because she is the best coach. Personal, like online coaching and personal in the gym.
Aha. Follow me for most tips.